Okay, how can it be Shariah compliant? So this is one of the very important slides lah, information. So how can the trust be Shariah compliant? Okay, so there must be advice and approval from a qualified Shariah advisor. Okay, at the outset, the advisor will work with other advisors to give the following guidance. Okay, firstly, the nature of the assets. Now, the syarat lah. So it must be valuable lah. You cannot have something that is actually no value at all, or something. I can't think of anything. I was like, what example can I give? So far, if it's land or if it's assets, wealth, it's always valuable lah. Well, what something which is not valuable, then it doesn't fall into that syarat. So why you want to create a trust for something that's not valuable, not beneficial? Okay, so so this does not contravene the grand objective of Sharia, and it is halal in nature. Okay, something which is haram also cannot lah. Then if it's a grand objective, we would say the maqasid Sharia itself. So it doesn't go against that. Okay. Now, secondly, the management of the trust assets itself. This is also very important. So now, why Zaid was saying previously we don't have these solutions. We didn't have this metis back then. So he was so long in the financial advisory line, but so far don't have, because we do not have this thing. Especially, we can have the Shariah advisor, but no structure, no Islamic investment, proper Islamic investment with Shariah compliant. So it wasn't available. So now it is. Okay. So the Islamic investment guidelines, for example, channeling of any impermissible amounts arising from investments to charities, if there are any. Because in this globalized world, it is very difficult to be 100%, you are very sure that it's all Shariah compliant. So there could be a small percentage that is not. So having this able to actually, we call it purifying lah. Okay, so channeling any impermissible amounts to charities, must give to purify, give to charities. So there must be this mechanism. All right, right. So the third one, the overall terms of the deed of trust. Now, so there should be periodic Sharia review and Sharia audit for the trust. It cannot just go like, okay, that's it, and let you just roll whatsoever. There must be a review. There must be, like, for example, the funds, make sure that it's actually Sharia compliant. If it goes out of Sharia compliance, or there's no more management, Sharia management, Sharia advisory committee there, goes out of Sharia compliance, then cannot. So we have to do something. So there must be review, there must be audit for the trust. Okay, which can give comfort to beneficiaries and settlers that the income from the trust and its management are Sharia compliant. So this makes us rest assured that it's okay. We are not going against Sharia law. Okay, so these are the G's lah. Okay, so what makes it this living trust Sharia compliant, inshallah. Now, in Singapore, some time ago, almost 9 years ago, in fact, the Fatwa Committee gave out a fatwa saying that it is permissible for Muslim families with special needs children, okay, to create a trust and decide that, basically the reason why is because the special needs children, when they grow up, okay, as they grow older, whatsoever, still they are not able to manage their finances. So therefore, they just not capable to. So it is permissible to create this trust for them. Have you all heard about the Special Needs Trust Fund, the SNTF, Special Needs Trust Fund? Yeah. So yeah, that is for example, families with special needs children, they can actually set up that fund. Okay, and then they can also use their CPF to funds to actually get, or rather create the that special needs trust fund. So it's already being done for a fatwa is already up there for special needs, especially. I personally believe that MUIS is being careful. Like I said, how I started the talk today, right? So because if you actually just, let's say, hey, come, let's do trust. There may be people with ill intention doing the trust. Okay, they want to sidestep faraid totally. Okay, so MUIS, in my personal opinion, is actually being very careful. But with this, is totally, we also will know that this is for the maslahah of the special needs child. So it's okay to create that trust. Okay, so when you have that trust, then definitely it will not be subject to faraid anymore. Taken out first kali, you saw just now, right? The first component taken out already, right? Okay. Now, I will now cover 6 importance of living trust. Okay, so now we all already understand with regards to the basis and then basically the structure in Singapore, and then how with regards to the Shariah compliance, how it is. So let's take a look at I would say also the benefits. Okay, the benefits of having this living trust. Okay, so it's crucial for certain groups of people, especially very important, crucial. And then for some people, maybe it's optional. Okay, but earlier this year, I attended the Wakaf Masyarakat talk at Suntec. Was it at Suntec? No, Suntec, right? So where the Mufti was around, he delivered the talk also. And I remember what he said. So actually, for example, that was like Wakaf Masyarakat, making wasiat. Okay, so when you are not able to plan, okay, for your dependents, for your beneficiaries, that's where the law of faraid kicks in the Quran. Worst to worst kan, what you call it, the default lah, if you never plan. So you plan, therefore, okay, then you already plan. So if you don't plan, then there's faraid. But if you plan. Okay, because of course you plan, you have the noblest of intention for your dependents. So if you can plan, why not? Please plan. And there are certain groups whereby it's crucial for them to plan. Well, if they don't plan, for example, they don't do anything, right? Maybe if there's no male beneficiaries, can go to, if they are singles, go Baitul Mal. There's no male, maybe also go Baitul Mal. It's not so bad going to Baitul Mal. But maybe, okay, you may think that, oh, everything goes to Baitul Mal. So I want to actually give to others, right? So it's all right. Yeah, so it's the same thing. So Baitul Mal is also good because that's the default lah. So if you can plan, why not, right? So if you fail to plan, then that is the faraid. So Allah is great. Okay, that's the beauty of our religion, mashallah, and nothing is left out lah. Okay, so when you do this trust, okay, so you would have peace of mind, right? You know, when you pass on, for example, right, if you actually create the trust and the trust is there, well, later on the specifics of it, whether you can be beneficiary or not, because for wakaf you can't, but if you wakaf investment, you can get the dividends, is okay. Okay, so there are actually rulings, okay, by the Muslim scholars, is okay, you can get it from there. But for trust, later on but it's not for the session now. In fact, in the event we have time, yes, I may be able to answer your queries. But with regards to how is it going to be channeled, who's going to get what, whatsoever, all this, you would have peace of mind because you exactly know what's going to happen. So it's more specific than will, I would say. Okay, because will you can give, but then trust, there's a trustee, and the trustee is taking care of it, can really give some more. Like for example, the special needs child. Okay, so I'm already going to the specifics already. So you give in the will, okay, you want to will out to whatsoever. Okay, then you nominate CPF, okay, you nominate. But then in the event of your passing, so your child, well, okay, like your adult child will get everything. Or your adult child but still immature may squander may not be wise in spending. So there are actually, you yourself know your family. So you yourself know if it warrants, because the nature, the even though you educate your upbring your child, you nurture your child to be like this, but somehow, okay, still not, and you worry, okay, you worry that all the monies that you pass on will just be squandered away easily, that kind of. So you may want to have some kind of a something else done. For example, trust. If give, maybe don't disburse all. At a later stage, then maybe disburse when the person is more mature, for example. Okay, so you can have these kinds of planning. Okay, yeah. So peace of mind, that's what I mean. Peace of mind, there's no complications and will receive. Now, point number 2, living trust is the simplest tool, okay, yet it is sophisticated. Why? Because, okay, it is simple. It avoids unnecessary hassle. Okay, so it bypass faraid, right? And then you may have your executor, so you inform your executor. There's also a trust setup. May inform, may not inform, but in the event that the trustee knows that you are already like, okay, you already passed on. So what is your instruction that's there? Okay, so they can actually follow. And why is it? And then so it's quick solution for distribution process. No more probate lah. No more probate, all these things to go through executor because it's through the trustee. And it's also confidential because meaning the trustee has don't need to tell the other faraid beneficiaries. Let's say there could be some sensitive, issue whatsoever, So it can also be confidential, right? It is confidential. I retract my word. It is confidential. Nobody else would know. If you, let's say you put it in your letter of wishes like that, okay, so they need not know, they don't know, so they won't know. And precise whatever that you say to give, to disburse, how, annually, monthly, or whatever, yearly, annually, yearly the same. So what you write in your letter of wishes. Okay, so it helps to preserve assets. Now, if you don't have a trust, okay, so if you don't have a trust, like I said, it's given like that, right? One lump sum, okay, but with a trust in place, okay, so you can transfer to your loved ones and still be able to preserve it because you don't transfer all. There's still some which is actually being invested in Shariah compliant manner, right? Okay, so in a way it preserves your assets. Also, it's being taken care of by number 5, 4 and 5. Okay, so number 5 first. So it's being taken care of the investment advisor. Okay, your contingent investment advisor, and then you can actually choose who they are, and then this is going to be managed professionally. Okay, so your investment advisors, the trustee itself, and the Shariah advisors. Okay, so you have these professional services already inside, okay, when you have that living trust. And okay, number 4, it allows the individual to designate who to control certain investments and assets. Part of number 5, meaning your investment advisor, you are able to actually choose lah who's the one, suitable one, knowledgeable one, or trusted one, reliable one, okay, to manage your investments and assets. And number 6, for succession planning, okay, to plan the continuity and next generation of managers for a business. For example, this is for those with businesses, okay, for succession planning. So we have been planning, right, Zaid, to also do a talk about trust for business owners. Okay, so I mean, you got to think because it's now, but if you pass on how, so we do have a sizable, I mean, our Malay Muslim community in Singapore. So actually, it's very beneficial for them also to know about this that they can do. Okay, all right.